All right, today we're solving two-digit by two-digit multiplication. But first, I want to review a couple of things. Let's try this problem first. Go ahead and multiply, say 87 times 30. Rather, let's write it this way. 87 times 30. If I ask you to multiply 87 times 30, you would box in 87 and box in the 3 and leave the 0 to the end. Okay? You box in 87 and the 3, the non-zero numbers, and leave the 3 for the end. So if I asked you to multiply 87 times 3, you could easily do that. You would say, well, 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 8 is 24. Plus 2 is 26. And you take that 0, and you place it at the end. So 87 times 30 is 2,610. Okay. Well, let's try another problem. Let's stay with 87. I like that number. And let's multiply it times 5. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40, plus 3 is 43. So I multiply 8 times 7, 87 times 5, I get 435. And when I multiply 87 times 30, I get 2,610. Now I wonder what those two sums together add up to. What do those two sums together add up to? 2,610 plus 435. 0 plus 5 is 5, 1 plus 3 is 4, 6 plus 4 is 10, 2 plus 1 is 3. 3,045. So far, nothing too difficult. We can multiply by tens and hundreds. We can multiply two-digit by one-digit, and we can add. All three of those pieces are important for two-digit by two-digit multiplication. Because really what we just did was we just multiplied 87 times 35. The first step we did was we multiplied 5 times 7. And that equaled 35. Well, we wrote the 5 and we carried the 3. The 5 carried the 3. Next step we did was we multiplied 5 times 8. That equaled 40. Then we had to add that 3 back in. 40 plus 3 is 43. You see where we got that 435 from? We just multiplied 87 times 5. So basically what we did was we blocked out that 3 for a second, and we multiplied 87 times 5, and we got a product of 435. Okay? Next, we're done with that 3. We're done with that 5. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply 87 times 30. Now, when we do that, we have that 0 hanging at the end of 30 that we need to put at the end. We put it at the end right there. So I'm going to put it at the end right here. And that's scratch, scratch, lay an egg. Scratch out what we don't use and put the 0 at the end. Because for 30 plus 5, we put the 0 at the end. And so now we're going to multiply, just like we did over here, over here in the red, 87 times 3 with a 0 at the end. So 3 times 7 equals 21. Write my 1, carry my 2. Next we multiply 3 times 8, and that equals 24, plus that 2 that we put at the top equals 26. I'm going to write that down. So when we multiplied 87 times 30, I got 2,610. Same thing here, 2,610. So you can see where those numbers are coming from. My last step is going to be to add. 5 plus 0 is 5. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. Carry my 1. 1 plus 2 is 3. So the product of 87 times 35 is 3,045. Looking at this, looking at all the work that I did on this page, you can see where each of those numbers comes from. You can see where each step is happening, where each step comes from. Okay? And that is multiplying 2 digits times 2 digits.